The inspiration in jumping into the conservation work in Belize all started when I was 7 years old. My family used to take us a lot to the Placencia area, especially during Easter time, and spending time on different islands really inspired me to moving towards that conservation studies and conservation efforts. I could recall the first time I saw a turtle hatch right in front of my eyes. I actually helped that turtle move onto the water. And from that moment, I knew that I wanted to have some sort of career in the conservation world. And that's when I pursued my education and further studies and further training development, especially in terms of the marine efforts and the work. I started my career as a marine biologist working with different organizations, and I fell in love with the work of turtles and also marine protected areas. That eventually led me to different conservation efforts that I've been doing throughout my more than 15 years of conservation career in the country. I got a lot of capacity building sessions and also moving towards fulfilling and doing research and monitoring in these very important marine protected areas. I later on jumped into working with the terrestrial field when I first got selected as executive director for the Yaksha Conservation Trust. That even furthered my career in learning about the forest reserves and also other protected areas, which do have a lot of synergies with the marine world. And from there I have been passionate about the work that I do and continue to continue the conservation efforts within Belize and also within our national protected area systems. PACT has been very instrumental in carrying forward the work that we do in the protected areas that the Yaksha manages. More than just a donor organization, PACT has been a very full-fledged partner for the organization. Without the support of PACT, none of the work within these protected areas would have been possible. They've been with Yaksha from, I would say, from since the 90s, really engaging in our efforts in the Maya Golden landscape, in our community work, but most of all in the protected areas management. They have basically helped us build our ranger team, provided equipment for those ranger teams to do their job on the ground, actually provided boots on the ground for the protected areas management efforts that we've been doing over the past years. Very good partnership that have evolved over time, and like I mentioned before, PACT has been a very instrumental partner and supporter of the conservation efforts that we've been doing over the past years in the Maya Golden landscape. Thank you very much, PACT, for all those efforts and the time and energy, and also of course the funding that have been pumped in over those years.
In my 13 years of experience in the administrative and financial management in the conservation field, the biggest challenge I had to overcome was a mental one: fear of failure. I knew at very onset that in order for me to be able to overcome this, I had to build my confidence. And in order to build my confidence, what I focused on was being determined, being persevering, working hard, have the willingness to learn, and also being very humble. By doing this, what I was able to do was build my confidence, being able to remove this barrier that I had placed on myself. And focusing on this, I was able to climb the ladder professionally and be a very good finance director that I am now.
My family definitely planted that seed that kind of grew into my interest in conservation. Whenever I was small, we always used to take family vacations, we'd go camping, we'd spend time in nature. And I kind of grew to appreciate wildlife, and I learned how to observe wildlife, how to camp, how to hike. However, I didn't really realize until much later in life that that interest could become a career. And actually I pursued pharmacy school after I graduated from high school. And I went into that for a while, but eventually I met some friends who were actually pursuing a career in conservation, and then I kind of realized, well, why can't I do that too? While on this career path, I've had a lot of memorable moments. One of my favorite memories from my time here in Belize is when I was in the Bladen Nature Reserve and I was working in a permanent sample plot on this particular day. This is one of our vegetation plots where we monitor tree diversity and the changes in the tree landscape over time. And it requires like a lot of meticulous searching for existing trees in the plot and finding these tiny metal tags. And in this particular part of the plot, there was a lot of tree fall. So half the trees in the area were down, and we were basically stuck just crawling through on our hands and knees trying to find the little metal tags. And in that particular moment, we felt very defeated, but this troop of spider monkeys came up to where we were working, and they were just like the perfect entertainment and relief at that time. So it kind of energized us and got us back on our feet, and we were able to continue our fieldwork for the day.
The advice that I have for others that are interested in pursuing a career in conservation: know that there are no barriers in pursuing a career. You can come with different backgrounds, but you will find a way to integrate your knowledge and skills into achieving the mission of any organization that is in conservation. For example, I come with strong business background, and now I am supporting Yashe to accomplish its business goals by creating and improving its sustainable financing initiative. Therefore, you can come as well into the conservation field by finding your area of interest and bringing forward your strongest skills in whatever background that you have, and you can be a part of creative ideas, solutions in helping to safeguard Belize's natural resources and creating a sustainable future for all.